Pam Ward. We got the two hottest teams with the two hottest pitchers in the country. Maize and Blue meets Crimson and Cream tonight at the World Series.
To leave everything that you have on the field.
A walk-off, three-run home run to win it for Oklahoma.
That's fight.
Just like fire.
And it's a two-run double. Michigan is back.
We talk about all the time, our mentality is going to have to be the toughest one on the field.
Fight and battle and never, ever quit.
Just like fire.
And a showdown between a couple of former champs, the Oklahoma Sooners, two-time winners here in OKC, and the Michigan Wolverines, champs in 2005. The winner moves on to the national semis. The loser has to play early tomorrow. Last night, Shay Knighten, the big blast to bust up a 0-0 game. The three-run walk-off home run to win it over Alabama. And then Terra Blanco, a scoreless game in the bottom of the sixth, and the two-run double to get the win for the Wolverines over LSU. And that's where we stand as we get set for the Sooners and the Wolverines. Beth Mowins along with Michelle Smith, Jessica Mendoza. Let's talk about this Michigan side with one of the most unique talents in softball history. In fact, she's the first player in her career with 300 hits, 300 runs batted in.
Beth, how do you get that good? There are two things about Sierra Romero that allows her to be the player of the year, and it is talent and it is swag. The talent comes from, she's a .459 batting average. She's got 19 bombs. She'll flash the glove on defense, but what stands out to me the most about Sierra Romero is the fact that she's got the confidence. She knows she is good, and she has done that throughout her entire career, which has allowed her to be the player of the year, to have the stats, and be the all-around greatness that she brings.
She will lead the way for Michigan against Paige Parker, who led the nation in wins for the Sooners. She's got 34 of them, Michelle. She's thrown every pitch in this postseason and may be the perfect foil for Romo tonight.
Well, and why is that? Because she's left-handed. Oh, no, actually, because she's a great pitcher, and she is left-handed, and she hides the ball very well when she brings it into righties and away from lefties. I love the way that Paige Parker takes the rubber with a game face. She is a competitor. She hides that ball. She'll spit out that curveball from behind her hip. The rise ball jumps. She'll throw some off speed. She has just been outstanding for this Oklahoma team here in the postseason.
Time now for our Capital One starting lineups. The Sooners, the 3 seed, they will be the visitors tonight. And they will start out with the Big 12 Player of the Year, senior Aaron Miller. And then it's 4 straight rookies with Clifton at second base, Shay Knighten at first base, Sydney Romero at third, and the DP is Fale Aviu. In the 6th spot, sophomore center fielder Nicole Penley. Then back to one of the seniors, Katie Self out in left field. In the 8th spot, the catcher Leah Wodak. And batting 9th, Kelsey Arnold, their sophomore shortstop. A lot of youngsters, in fact, 7 of them in the starting lineup tonight. And all the Sooners up out of the dugout, as they do every time they face an opponent. They want to get a little closer look at the opposing pitcher, and tonight it's Megan Betsah, the junior out of McDonough, Georgia, 28-3 on the season. And the Sooners, well, they already got a look at her earlier this season, and they got to her. 3 innings of work, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, but Michigan did rally to win that game. And here's the scouting report on Betsah.
You're going to see mid-60s with some movement, but buckle up. That off-speed drop is nasty. She sets it up perfectly with the location of her rise, and that's going to be a key pitch for her, especially to be able to stay relaxed and trust her D.
Michigan has won 25 of its last 26. Oklahoma riding a 28-game winning streak. They have not tasted defeat since April 2nd. And when they lost earlier in the year to Michigan, it was a slugfest. 16-9 Wolverines in a game that featured 7 home runs. And it was also a game that Paige Parker did not appear in. She was out. And Aaron Miller hit by a pitch to start the game.
And that's never what you want to see from your starting pitcher, is a free pass issued right away at the top of the order.
And if there's one weakness about Megan Betsah, it is the non-competitive misses. And you will see that throughout tonight. Now, she can bring it. Talked about her drop, her rise ball, her location. So much good there, but she will miss sometimes and miss big.
Kaylee Clifton, the freshman second baseman out of Wayne, Oklahoma, living out the dream to play for OU. .362 on the season. Her on-base percentage, 11th best in the country. But she's only hitting a .188 in the postseason. She went 0 for 2 against Alabama. Had a hit and run on. CC fouls it off. Tough to beat the resumes for both coaches tonight. Patty Gasso in her 22nd season, a pair of national championships. She's a Hall of Famer. Back here at the World Series for the 5th time in the last 6 years. And when you talk to a lot of the experts, that 2013 championship team on a very short list to be considered for the best of all time. It featured Kaylani Ricketts and Lauren Chamberlain and Jessica Schultz. Rise ball up and out of the zone. Nobody wins better than Coach Hutch. Carol Hutchins, #1 all-time Division I wins. She's a Hall of Famer as well. And won the national championship in 2005. Her Wolverines were in the finals last year. Lost Game 3 of the Champ Series to Florida.
She's coaching them up early.
Another hit and run. Miller will wait to see what happens, and it falls. And Aaron Miller all the way to third.
This is one of the best things that Patty Gasso loves about what she can do with this offense. Last year, it was much more about the long ball, see it and rip it, and she says now she puts on hit and runs. She's able to utilize and get runners moving, put the ball on ground. This is when coaching is so much fun for her, and you'll watch this team. It's not going to be the same offensive attack every time.
Boy, and interesting, often we see the pitching coach, Jen Brundage, will head out to the circle, but this time it's the head ball coach.
It's because of the defense. She's coming out, and they're not talking so much strategy with Betsah, and you see who she's talking to. She's talking to the middles right now because runners are at first and third. How do you handle the speed of Clifton on first with Miller at third base right now?
And you've got Shay Knighten, who hit the walk-off home run last night, coming up.
Yeah, and I'm sure she's telling Betsah, you know, you need to bear down. This is, I need your best right now, especially with this young lady stepping in.
Oh, by the way, Knighten also hit a home run off of Betsah in their regular season meeting.
Of course she did. Who hasn't she hit a home run off this tournament?
Early opportunity for the Sooners. Our Hall of Fame Stadium reporter, Holly Rowe, just passing word up to the booth here. It is a sold-out stadium. Standing room only tonight for this heavyweight matchup.
Clifton takes off immediately down to second, with Michigan now having first base open with Knighten up. This is where you're Ginger, you kind of pitch careful to her.
Fly ball, foul territory, and that will drop foul. The headline in the Oklahoman this morning, after Shay Knighten went Shayja Vu, and for the second time this year beat her old friend Lexi Osorio, the Alabama pitcher, with a walk-off home run. Had done it in the regular season as well. Alabama and UCLA both lost earlier today. They are the first two teams eliminated. fouls off the rise.
For Shay Knighten, it's all about her posture, what she can create with that bat angle, the difference of the home run versus Osorio, the walk-off versus the strikeouts that she had earlier in that game. It's about her getting her body into a good position to allow that bat and barrel angle to stay on top of the rise ball.
Does Betsah like that off-speed drop that served her well last night? 1-2 tonight. Goes for the rise instead, and Shay will drive in a run, maybe two. 2-zip Sooners.
Talk about Shay Knighten, how she hit the home run. She stayed on top of the rise ball because of her posture. Watch what her body does. She stays upright, so tall on that swing. She doesn't bend down. Look at how she's in her legs, but stays up to stay on top of the rise ball to get herself an RBI single.
Interesting, they went to the rise there, a similar pitch that she had seen all night from Osorio last night.
I agree, you don't go up there, especially when you're ahead in the count. You go down with that off-speed drop. You mess up the timing of the hitter. That's really what it's all about.
And that's what she did in the regular season. 3 innings of work, 6 earned runs. The Sooners tagged her, and they've done it again here. Dropping down the bunt, Sydney Romero. Safe at first with her sister Sierra covering the base. Third hit of the inning. Mom and Dad looking on. Michael and Melissa in what has to be an awkward
when do you clap?
Moment. Yeah.
When do you cheer? Your daughter gets a base hit, but the other daughter.
But certainly a lot of pride for the parents. 2 siblings here in the World Series. Holly?
Well, there was an awkward text this morning because the sisters haven't been able to see each other too much here in Oklahoma City. The text came from Sierra. I debated if I wanted to text you or not. I won't tell you good luck, but I will tell you I love you and game on. And the little sister, Sydney, haha, I'm sure I'll see you before the game anyways. On our free time, hey, I'll tell you good luck. I love you and bring it on. Boomer, baby. But really, I just love you, sis, and I'm proud of you.
Well, the parents both sporting OU colors in the maize and blue as well. Sierra, the Michigan senior, Sydney, the OU sophomore. And now it's Betsah against Fale View. There's the off-speed drop, and there's more speed on the bases as Shay Knighten gets to third.
Well, that's the great pitch that she needs to continue to use, the off-speed drop. But Aiden Falk, the left-handed catcher, you can see it's going to bounce up just a little bit. She's going to move over, and the throw into third just not in time.
Score that a wild pitch. The 0-1 to a view. Runner goes from first. The throw down to second, and it gets away from Abby Ramirez, and Knighten will score. With nobody out, Michigan elects to go for the base runner headed to second.
This is a defensive miscommunication. So if you're Michigan, everybody needs to know where they're going. Look at where the pitch is. Immediately, Falk's going to come up throwing down, but there's no cut. Ramirez is coming across. This is where either Romero or Ramirez has to come in short with a runner at third. Take a look at the way that Ramirez is in front, Romero behind. Knighten was not going until the ball was passed, so that is a defensive mental mistake by Michigan.
A rough start for the Wolverines. And the early advantage to the Sooners, 3-0, still nobody out. The 0-2 count to a view. The freshman out of Oceanside, California. This rookie class has had such a tremendous impact. You know, when you lose a lot of star power the way Oklahoma did, you're going to have some young players that will have an opportunity. And boy, have they seized it. The home run numbers are down, but a lot of the other offensive numbers very similar to last year. Even though you lost, amongst others, the all-time home run queen in NCAA history, Lauren Chamberlain. Romero at second, ducking in behind the bag to make the catch. One down. We've got a scoring adjustment for you as well. They are going to charge an error to the catcher Falk on the throw down to second that allowed Knighten to come in to score. Here's Nicole Henley, who also hit a home run off of Betsah in their regular season matchup. Sophomore out of Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Has a couple of home runs so far in the postseason. A hit batter and then 3 straight singles. That off-speed drop.
Yeah, and honestly, the hit batter, it sets the tone of the game. You know, I always knew when I took the circle that that first pitch, that first at-bat was going to be key. You have to go in and establish a presence, and if your very first pitch of the game, you plunk a hitter, it doesn't send a good message to your team.
To the penalty, she protects. Oklahoma now on the season. Look at the damage they do early in games, including 24-1 now, outscoring opponents in the postseason in the first 2 innings.
Henley battling. She's seen pitches from the off-speed drop low and in to the rise ball at her chin. Nice back control. Keep working the count against Betsah.
To the penalty with Romero out at second base. Just missed her 1-2. To swing through it. They got to throw down to first anyways to record the strikeout, and that allows Romero to move.
And again, it's just not aggressive play by Michigan. Falk in that instance, yes, she has to throw to first, but you check the runner at second, you keep an eye on her, even if you just did a shoulder lean and then you bullet the ball down to first base. Look at the throw that's going to go down to first base. She lobs it down. You can't do that. You throw a rainbow, of course the runners are going to advance.
But how much credit, too, to this Oklahoma offense? I mean, they are taking advantage. They recognize the lob throws. I mean, Shay Knighten and now Sydney Romero taking the extra base. Very aggressive.
And that's what we've seen. The best teams in this tournament are going to be aggressive. They're going to kick the door open. They're going to take the extra 60 feet. Do everything they can when your opponent gives it to you.
Katie Self, the senior from Edmond, Oklahoma. Takes a look at a strike at the knees. Self made the move from first base out to left field, so that young woman right there could pick up a bat and get in the lineup as well as man first base. They've got rookies on the corners defensively for this Oklahoma side. They've also got a freshman at second base. the hands.
I like that location from Betsah. Locating her rise ball is going to be key for her in this game. We know what she can bring down in the zone, but up in the zone, on the hands of self, helps set up that off-speed drop. Let's see if she brings it right here, 1-2.
Already 25 pitches here in the top of the first for Megan Betsah.
There it is.
Throws it down in the dirt again, and the throw to first to record the third out with that off-speed drop. A couple of strikeouts for Betsah, but 3 runs in for Oklahoma. 3-0 Oklahoma with the lead over Michigan, and the Romero parents are moving from the Oklahoma side over to the Michigan side. Mom Melissa, Dad Michael, and the kids, Sophia and Mikey. There's Sophia there. That bag has all their signs.
That's a lot of work every inning.
They're going to get their exercise today.
Half inning, actually.
Sydney and the Sooners have the lead. Sierra's going to be coming up, though, the other Romero. In fact, second, Romo behind CeeLo. Sierra Lawrence will lead things off, the senior center fielder, along with Romero, the 3-time Big Ten Player of the Year. It's Kelly Christner batting third and left. Hitting fourth, Kelsey Susalo, the right fielder. Then it's Tara Blanco, the hero from last night at first base. Aiden Falk will catch. Lindsay Monimorano at third. Amanda Vargas, the new addition to the lineup tonight, as the DP. And then Abby Ramirez at short, batting ninth. That is your Capital One starting lineup for the Maize and Blue. They are in an early hole here. It's the 2 seed and the 3 seed. Winners bracket Saturday night. And they will face Paige Parker, who they did not see during their regular season meeting. Parker 34-3 on the year. She has won her last 24 appearances in a row. A big reason why the Sooners have won 28 straight.
Paige Parker is going to throw the ball in the mid-60s. She's got a lot of jumpy movement from that left side. It's the rise ball. She's got a really good changeup. I love the curve.
Lawrence reaches for it. Romero's got it.
And that's a rarity. That's a ground ball out. 75% of her outs are typically by strikeout or pop-up. Last night, in fact, it was over 80% against Alabama. But this is a very good young left-handed pitcher who's thrown in some big spots and is determined to lead her team into the championship.
The USA Softball National Player of the Year, Sierra Romero, with the U.S. national team as well. You touched on the swag in the open, Jess. Carol Hutchins even has the mathematic equation. Talent plus swag equals stud, is how she likes to describe Ms. Romero.
Just look at her. I mean, the way she stares at Paige Parker, the way she holds herself in that box. There is a confidence that it comes out of her, and you feel it, whether you're her teammate, whether you're a fan, or whether you're the opponent.
Her coaches and teammates often refer to it as her laser-like focus. Well, she's doing against lefties. How about hitting 500 on the year?
Because she's so locked in, she does a great job of keeping that front shoulder in. And as a left-handed pitcher, when I've thrown to right-handed hitters like that, they own you. You can see it in their eyes, the way they dive into pitches. And Romero has that look.
Two and two. Couldn't connect with the rise ball.
Parker, that just shows you she's not intimidated. I don't care if you're the player of the year. I don't care who you are. I will bring my best through the strike zone and try to hit it.
And the strikeout of Romero. Just her 12th all season, and Parker gets her here in the first.
And Paige Parker is all about locating pitches. She hides that ball behind her back. This is a backdoor curve ball, so it starts outside and it starts to ride back into the zone. Romero puts a good swing on it, but just can't catch up to it.
Now facing Kelly Christner. Junior out of Tinley Park, Illinois. She was a first-team All-American last year. Had a home run with 5 runs batted in the regular season matchup with the Sooners, but that was not against Parker. And for Paige now, you forget she's only a sophomore. She wasn't here last year, so every game henceforth becomes the biggest of her career. And I don't think her facial expression has changed the entire season or her postseason.
Well, that's what Patty Gasso told us. This entire team, not just Paige Parker, the youth on this team, they're unflappable. They're not phased. They don't overreact when things go wrong. You know, that's a sign of maturity when your freshmen and sophomores are doing that. You've got a good couple of years coming up.
Christner connects, and the base hit out to center. Was able to get up to meet the rise ball. And a 2-out base runner for the Wolverines.
Number 7, Kelsey
Kelsey Susala, the senior out of Garden City, Michigan. Was a reserve for the first couple of years of her career. Ended up shining last year at the Women's College World Series, nearly hit 400. You want to talk about Moxie? She walked into the coach's office a couple years ago, knew there was a spot open in the outfield. She was a lifetime infielder and said, "Coach, I want to play. I want to get on the field. What do I have to do?" Coach said, "You need to move out on the grass and figure out how to play out there," and she did just that. Has been a key cog in their lineup for the last 2 years. Try to come inside, sneak one by her. Wolverines not too distressed right now over the early deficit. They know they've got a ton of firepower up and down this lineup. I think the big question is, how will Megan Betsah respond in the second inning after getting nicked up in the first? Out at second, Wodak, the throw down to Arnold. And they get Kelly Christner. Very hard to steal on Leah Wodak, and throwing from her knees down to Arnold for the tag. 3-0 Oklahoma with the lead over Michigan. Let's check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, Michigan pitcher Megan Betsah has been battling a back injury for part of this season. She tweaked it in the Super Regional, so the question was, how would she hold up here in Oklahoma City? Well, she did great last night. I spoke to her coach, Carol Hutchins, who said she really felt good after the game last night. She's got an osteopathic doctor here giving her some manipulation. She took an ice bath last night. It was hard for her to fall asleep after throwing those 122 pitches, but I think that was from excitement. And then she had a nice, cool pool workout today where she was just standing in the pool, keeping her legs cool.
All right, thank you very much, Holly. Going to be critical here for Betsah to stay comfortable out there in the circle. It was a little unpleasant in the first inning. The 2-run single for Shay Knighten. They got 3 hits in the inning, and then Betsah was able to fight out of it with a couple of strikeouts. 8-9 in the top of the order. Lee Wodak fouls off the rise ball. Sophomore out of California. Recruited as a catcher, took over the job mid-season. Last year, her time was spent mostly in the outfield. Two from Betsah. Rise ball fouled back. Wodak threw out the base runner to end the last inning. It's so hard to run and steal on Oklahoma. In fact, just 8 times all year long. Wodak launches one towards left center. Back to the track. Lawrence makes the catch. 1 down. Kelsey Arnold, the sophomore from Tulsa, was the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, hitting in the 9th spot in the order. Teammates call her the power pack. Head coach Patty Gasso.
She's going to mostly just short game. We'll see some lefties have that kind of triple threat where they can have the power, find a gap, but you can tell even just how the defense plays her. Everybody pulled in, pulled to the left, that there's not going to be a lot of power. It's going to be her mostly just short gaming.
Tried to pull it down the line. Blanco was there, 2 down. Let's take a little closer look at Megan Betsah last night and tonight.
I think the biggest thing, and Holly had just reported about her back, look at last night how she twists before she throws. That's been classic Megan Betsah, but on the right, she did not twist it all prior to the pitch. This might seem like something small, but this is very big for a pitcher this late in the season to change something. So whether it's because of her back or because of maybe something that she was giving away as far as her pitches.
Well, that's actually designed to hide your pitches. That's why most pitchers, that's more of the men's game. You come off to the side to hide it. So the question is, now that she's not doing that, is head coach Patty Gasso looking in after the pitch is given to Betsah and trying to see if she can see anything on the grip. She has been looking over, maybe trying to ID the off-speed pitch. Because Betsah does swing back. And when you swing back, it does expose just a little bit your grip. And that's why it's important for pitchers. I always teach pitchers to try and throw as many pitches as possible with the same exact grip. Yep. The same finger formation on the ball.
And you see Patty staring right at Betsah.
Rise ball up and out of the zone. 3-0 to Erin Miller in the leadoff spot. She got hit by a pitch in the 1st inning, scored on the Knighten single. Taken all the way, 3-1. Miller is a player that spent a lot of time with Lauren Chamberlain over the last 3 years and studied Lauren and picked her brain as much as possible. Draws the walk. She's on base for the 2nd time. Kaylee Clifton singled, scored in the 1st. Clifton also had a stolen base. Able to get to that quickly to prevent Miller from moving over.
And that's the biggest difference. We saw it in the beginning with the hit by pitch to Erin Miller. That last ball, little things like it's the uncompetitive miss. What does that mean? That's a pitch that no one's going to swing at. It's missing the zone by so much. And when Megan Betsah is on, she gets the swing and misses on the balls that are just outside the strike zone. And so far, she's only had 1 swing and miss on her rise ball. You see the piece that Clifton just got off the rise ball on that one.
And a lot of times what that comes from is not throwing your pitches with conviction. As a pitcher, you've got to snap off and throw every pitch almost, I like to say, as violent as possible, because that's what gives you late sharp break. That's what gets swing and misses.
Spreed up and out of the zone. Let's check in with Holly.
Well, Carol Hutchins was upset with how many pitches Betsah threw last night. Just exactly what you're saying, Jessica. She said, I want you to go after these hitters. you're better than they are. Have your best pitch win. You've got to be more mentally strong and go at these hitters and quit throwing those non-competitive pitches.
Yeah, she threw 122 last night. Runner goes, Miller sliding into second, safe. And a 2-out runner in scoring position. Third stolen base in the first 2 innings for the Sooners.
And aggressiveness. They are putting the foot on the pedal in the very beginning in the first.
And a couple of walks after she had retired the first 2 batters of the inning, and Betsah in trouble again. Because here comes Knighten.
Well, this is, to me, one of the most important at-bats is Clifton. When she gets on base in front of Knighten and there's nowhere to put her. We saw it last night. She drew the walk-off home run. In this particular situation, runner at second, she draws the walk. There's nowhere, again, to put Knighten. She forces the hand that you have to throw to her. We always talk about protecting your hitters. Well, who's in front of your power hitters as well is very important if they can get themselves on base.
Clifton had a big at-bat in that 8th inning last night that allowed Knighten to come up and bang one out of the ballpark. She's got 2 on right here. Shay had the 2-run single in the first. Came around to score after a wild pitch and an error. Sarah Driesinga, their right-handed grad student, is ready if need be. 3 runs in the first inning for Oklahoma, and they are threatening again. Nibbles at the outside corner, 0-1. Knighten with 5 runs batted in the last 2 games. It's pretty good 24 hours right there for the freshman in her first World Series.
That's the pitch. Megan Betsah, we've talked about it all night. It's her best pitch. It's how she sets it up. And when it is on, I don't think there's a hitter in this tournament that can hit it when it's moving and the off speed, 58 miles per hour.
Oh-2 from Betsah. Struck her out, went right back to it, Jess. And got a big K to end the threat. Still 3-0 Sooners. Betsah with a nice bounce back to get out of the jam. Three to nothing. Oklahoma with the lead over Michigan. Auburn won a wild one earlier tonight against Georgia in a crazy 7th inning. They were down a couple of runs, came back to tie the game. And then with the go-ahead run at third base, Emily Carasone is going to be called out, the second out for running out of the base path. Jade Rhodes was safe at first, but right there she grasps her base coach and was called out for the 3rd out of the inning.
Your player was running off the field thinking she was out. Scott and her grabbed arms, and he held her to the base. She was abandoning her base, and he grabbed.
The run counts.
Yeah, the run counts.
That was Mike Bartling. Yeah, the run counts, and that was a big run because that was the go-ahead. And they ended up winning it 4-3.
He's like, I'll give you that out if I can have that run. He's like, deal. All right, sold.
Big comeback for Auburn in that 7th inning. So they are into the national semifinals tomorrow night, still awaiting their opponent. It could be one of these two. The loser here tonight will play Florida State tomorrow at noon, and the winner of that game would get Auburn. Laced out to center. And the base hit. Let's check in with Pam.
Last point on that is
I'll let you make it.
Jade Rhodes. Why was she vacating? She thought the ball was caught in the air. Like, I think that's the only part that people probably went, why was she?
Oh, yeah, because she thought she was out at first. Yeah. Thank you very much, Pam. We're already starting to send some folks home. We started with 8, double elimination format. Hopefully on Monday night, we'll be down to just 2 teams, and we can start the best-of-3 championship series. Florida beat Michigan last year in a riveting series. With 1 on and nobody out, it's Tara Blanco. She had the big hit, the game winner in the bottom of the 6th inning last night to beat LSU. Outside with the off speed. Those 66 RBIs for Tara, top 10 in the country this year. I wonder who that is.
Are they related? Clever. You want to get your face on TV?
The whole family loves coming to the World Series. What a great moment for these young ladies. For some of these Michigan players, it's their 3rd time here, the seniors. For the Sooner seniors, Aaron Miller, Katie Self, they were part of a national championship team in 2013. Here's a look at Aaron. And Katie Self swatting some bugs there as we move deeper into the evening. And now Parker in some trouble. 2 on with nobody out.
Two good at bats from Susala and Blanco. Able to work Paige Parker a little bit deeper. They were aggressive earlier in the last inning, and now they're waiting her out.
Paige so good last night, only 2 base on balls.
This is Aiden Fall, trying to lay down the sacrifice. Parker knew it was coming, threw a rise ball. Aiden out of Mercy High School in Rochester, New York. Both parents were college athletes. Mom Jody played some volleyball at Cornell. Dad John was a baseball player at Lemoyne. Outstanding baseball program in upstate New York, where Aiden was also the state player of the year as a youngster. 1-1 pitch. Does get the bunt down. Romero's only play is to 3rd. So now you've got a couple of runs in scoring position, and the tying run will come to the plate. And it's Lindsay Monimorano, another New Yorker out of Seaford, New York, with a 9-game hitting streak and home run power. She's got 10 on the year. Lindsay hit a couple of them in the Supers last week. So if they might not have a pinch runner here from Michigan. Mary Sabonik will go out and run at 2nd base.
It'll be interesting to see how Oklahoma defends this situation with runners at 2nd and 3rd. #1 fielding defense in the nation behind Paige Parker. Even with the youth, this is a very young, quick, agile team.
Just 13 infield errors all year long for these young Sooners. Nice ball out of the zone. 1-0.
One thing I saw with Sierra Lawrence and now with Lindsay Monimorano is to see her get into the batter's box. And she's toes on the line. They are crowding Paige Parker, trying to take away that inner half. And that's game planning. That's when you're watching video. You talk to, not every righty in this lineup is doing it, but the ones that are obviously have a plan. They have a side of the plate they're looking for. They're probably hoping to take away the inside and look away.
You've got back-to-back righties here with Monimorano and then Vargas. The back door
it didn't come back. It was just it was just an outside pitch. That's a tough call.
That's what Paige is saying. She's like, that's a ball. Three and one. A ball away from the bases loaded. Parker comes back strong, full count.
After getting that call about a foot off outside, does she go back to that location? I would.
Another back door that Monimorano was able to get a piece of. Back to make the catches. Clifton, the runners will have to hold. 2 down.
This is a big at-bat because it's 1 out getting to 2 outs. How do they get Lindsay Monimorano out? Well, they are able to utilize the entire zone. Paige Parker coming upstairs, and then that critical strike. She gets off the plate, comes back upstairs. The swing and miss, the best pitch of the at-bat, comes back up to induce the fly ball. That is Paige Parker working that at-bat to get a huge out for Oklahoma.
And now it's the DP, Amanda Vargas, who did not get the start last night. She's in the lineup tonight. Sophomore out of Rancho Margarita, Santa Margarita, California.
We like long names in California.
Parker's up on, 1-0 the count now as Parker checks for the pitch. 1-1. Coming in at 66 miles an hour from Parker. Had early season injury rehab, then tweaked her knee. Had to work her way back into fighting form.
Tell you what, I'm impressed with Paige Parker right now. Why? First of all, it might seem like something small, but these righties, they are crowding her. And what Paige Parker is able to do and still staying with her game plan. And when you're a young pitcher, when you're a sophomore especially, that's something that can mess with you. You could take away that part of the plate, and instead she's still able to pitch her game plan despite where these Michigan hitters are adjusting.
Continuing a long tradition of outstanding left-handed pitchers at Oklahoma, including their championship lefties, Jennifer Stewart, Kaylani Ricketts. Here's the 1-2. Waiting on it, and drilled to Clifton at second. Side retired, a couple stranded in scoring position for UM, and OU's up 3-0. Now the Skydance pedestrian bridge here in OKC, inspired by the Skydance of the scissor-tailed flycatcher ladies, the Oklahoma state bird, and a beautiful night here at Hall of Fame Stadium. 3-0. Oklahoma with the lead over Michigan. It's winners bracket Saturday night. The Auburn Tigers have already won to advance to the national semifinals tomorrow night. The winner of this one will also move on to the semis on the other side of the bracket. Betsah to face Sydney Romero, Fale Aviu, and Nicole Pendley here in the top of the third. We know one game tomorrow will be LSU Georgia, an elimination game. The loser of this game will play Florida State to get the proceedings underway in a noon elimination game. Down to 6 teams. Romero singled in the first, and Romero gets into one. Sydney Romero gone, solo home run.
Oklahoma saw the best rise ball pitcher in their last game in Alexis Osorio. And they got some good practice on that pitch. So when Megan Betsah brings it up in the zone, watch Romero meet it right about letters high. It's got nowhere to go but out of this park.
Sydney Romero with her first career Women's College World Series home run. Her 9th of the season to make it 4-0 OU. And what a tournament she's having. The freshman, 3 home runs, 5 runs batted in. Watched her sister play here last year and now sharing the dirt infield with her on opposite sides as Fale of View grounds out. What was Sierra thinking?
She's a little proud.
She got one on me.
They're keeping score off the scoreboard.
She'll have a chance to get her own swings in. In fact, Sierra is due up 3rd in the next inning.
Well, I think the big question right now for Michigan is obviously they're going to need to put some runs up on the board and figure out the Paige Parker puzzle, because they haven't really been able to do that. But they also have to figure out how to keep Oklahoma from scoring. Betsah right now has to sharpen up. I think it's pitch location, it's where and how she's pitching the Oklahoma hitters. And you're right, Jess, you can't throw a rise ball up in the zone if it's not jumping, because this team is prepared. They prepped for Osorio. So they saw one of the top rise ball pitchers in the entire game.
Sarah Driesinga continues to warm out there in the bullpen. And the thing is, once again, it's the rookies. 4 hits and 3 runs scored. Knighten with a 2-run single. Sydney Romero with the solo home run. They continue to act as if age doesn't matter one bit. Under penalty in the dirt.
And she can't lose that pitch. That's the pitch she has to be able to throw for the strike. And when she struggles with getting the off-speed drop in, and has a hard time really locating in the river or on the corners of the plate, it's going to be even a longer night.
Ball 4. Well, there's really no place to hide, too, up and down this lineup, because every single one of them is a 300 hitter.
And they do it in a variety of different ways, Beth, and that's a huge credit to JT Gasso. He is the new hitting coach this year, and his big emphasis is to get these players back to what they do best. Having that confidence, just swinging hard, trying to simplify, not make it so mechanical. Talk about family. That is the son of Patty Gasso. He's grown up with the game. He's seen those national championships from a young age. And now to be able to work with mom and help teach these Oklahoma hitters, but they give him so much credit to their success and all those 300 hitters you mentioned, Beth. Of course, Patty told me, she's like, well, please don't talk him up too much, because
he's only in his first year here. She wants him to stay a while, right?
Expecting their first child. She's going to be a grandma. Andrea Harrison. Now Gasso helps out with this Oklahoma team.
She's a former World Series champ at UCLA. And another conversation now between the head coach and her ace pitcher, who has had problems in every inning tonight against the Sooner hitters. Too, they took over the mantle as the team to beat once Florida was knocked out. How would they handle that? I'm sure they were looking and anxious to get another shot at the Gators this year. Versus Oklahoma this season, it has been a struggle for Betsah. The 6 earned runs in their regular season meeting, both she's given up this year, and now 3 tonight of the earned variety.
anytime you're facing a team a second or third time in a season, especially if they've hit you hard in the earlier meeting, you have to figure out something and do something different. You've got to look at tape, you've got to look at your scoreboard and say, all right, the up pitch wasn't working, let's work something low. Let's go with the off speed, let's go with the curveball. Let's locate our pitches better.
Katie Self struck out in her first at bat. The throw down to second. It's the 4th stolen base of the night. This time Penley gets the bag.
And this is what I love about Patty Gasso. She's smart. She sees a weakness in Michigan, and she's going to go right after them. She knows they do not throw out runners very well. She's going to keep the foot on the pedal and keep them in scoring position.
They are now 1 shy of the World Series record with that 4th steal, and the punch out of Katie Self strikes out for the 2nd time. Fourth for Betsah. I think they're all with the same pitch, that off-speed drop. Leah Wodak now with 2 outs. Wodak flew out to center, first time up. Ripped foul.
This is where Betsah's got to be careful. Her best pitch has been that off drop, but with Penley now on second base, that's where we saw Knighten take third base. She's got a great look from second to be able to read that pitch, and she can take third base easily if this pitch is in the dirt at all.
Penley now in scoring position. The 1-1 pitch. Four runs on 4 hits. 3 of those runs scored in the first. They had a chance in the second. Couldn't get a run up, but the Sydney Romero solo home run to lead off the third has him up a 4 spot. Foul down the line at third. Capacity crowd on hand, a record crowd tonight at Hall of Fame Stadium. For the Sooners and the Wolverines, the ground ball to Monimorano will make the play to first, side retired. When your older sister is the National Player of the Year at Michigan, the younger sibling, Sydney, is certainly going to relish a moment like this. Going yard, solo home run. Sierra says, all right, Rook, now it's my turn. 4-0 Oklahoma with the lead over the Michigan Wolverines. Putting pressure on Betsah all night tonight, and Paige Parker has been stellar.
And the way she's been stellar is using that backdoor curveball, even with Michigan, toes on the line. Look at the way she's working that pitch outside, coming back in to the plate. Michigan has not been able to handle yet, been very successful.
Yeah, the righty's trying to adjust to that. That's where Parker has just been nails.
9-1-2 for Oklahoma. That's Ramirez, Lawrence, and Romero. Let's check in with Holly.
Well, fatigue is something to keep your eye on with Paige Parker. She's thrown every pitch for the Sooners in the postseason. Entering this game tonight, she'd thrown 601 pitches in the postseason. So just keeping her legs fresh. I asked her about it. She said, I cannot let fatigue creep into my mind even a little bit. She said, I don't think about it at all. And Patty Gasso told me she's feeling great before this game. How long can she keep that energy in the circle?
Well, Holly, when I talked with Paige Parker before the tournament even started, she said she felt great. She said she'd done extra pull workouts, extra cycling workouts, and that's key conditioning for a pitcher. Especially pool workouts. The longer you can get in a pool and really work out, the better it is for you.
Well, it's been a debate all year long. What was going to win out in Oklahoma City, that ace or that staff? You've got Auburn into the semis. They've got a staff. Florida State still alive. LSU still alive with a pitching staff. Georgia's got an ace. Oklahoma's got an ace too, and the strikeout on the curveball, one down. Second strikeout for Parker. And now the second time around for CeeLo and Romo. Grounded out to third, back in the first. Batting average up about 100 points this year over last year. Been much more patient at the plate, she was telling us, letting the ball get deeper. It's paid off. She's a first-team All-American. That's a fair ball. The tag missed her on the way down the line from Knighten, who's going to argue that she got her. And Lawrence is safe at first. I touched her, says Shay. Umpires will discuss. That's the home plate umpire, Tracy Hart, with Leah Bowen and Cody Little.
Well, this will give you a little glimpse of the athleticism of Sierra Lawrence. Watch her bounce out of the way. Looked like it might have possibly gotten the jersey. Knighten reaches back over.
Looked like she swiped the jersey.
Looked like she got the jersey.
Break there for Michigan, and now it's Romero. Sierra struck out on a backdoor curveball in the first. Just the 12th time all year she has struck out. 19 homers, 78 runs batted in. That puts her in the top 10 for homers, top 5 for ribbies in her career. Out to center field, on the run to make the catch is Nicole Penley. And then the throw in to first, backed up nicely by Leah Wodak, so Lawrence will have to stay. Nice grab out on the grass on the run by Penley. 2 down.
Can you tell this is an Oklahoma crowd because Nicole Penley goes back beautifully, times that leap. No one's a bigger fan than Paige Parker.
There's a look at that top-rated defense in the country. This is Kelly Christner. Singled in the first and then got caught trying to steal second. Drilled down the line right at Knighten. Single, stranded, side retired, 3 complete. It is 4-0 Oklahoma. Carol Hutchins with Holly Rowe when we come back.
OU has taken a 4-0 lead over Michigan. We are here with the Wolverines head coach, Carol Hutchins. And coach, there is a difference in the pre-pitch motion of Megan Betsah tonight. Has she changed anything? She's taken that little side swing out, it looks like.
Oh, she's added that recently. Coach is trying to pick her pitches, and she did it the other night, and she did it last weekend. It's not really that new.
Okay. The pressure that they are putting on your defense, there's 4 stolen bases already in this game. How do you get your defense a little bit more on their toes?
Well, first of all, we've got to quit giving them free bases. They've got a lot of free bases. They have 4 hits, we have 3 hits, and they've got a big lead, and we've given them too much, and we need to start fighting and competing.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you very much, Holly. Well, a hit batter, a couple of walks, actually 3 walks for Michigan to help out the Sooners, but OU has been strong. 3 singles in the first inning. They put up a 3 spot, and Romero with the solo home run and a 4-0 lead. Kelsey Arnold, and then the top of the order's coming back around. Arnold lined out to first back in the second inning. Strike at the knees, 1-1. They're on this winning streak, 28 games in a row now. Oklahoma has hit 28 home runs. They talk about wanting to smother you with their offense, with their speed, with their aggressive play. They have done that well so far. Arnold dropping it down. Got her at first on the throw from Monimorano. Let's check in with Pam Ward.
Tonight, the Sooners right fielder, number 48, Aaron Miller.
Thank you very much, Pam. So Auburn is into the semis. Florida State awaits the loser of this matchup going on right here. As it stands right now, that would be Michigan. The Wolverines beat Florida State twice during the regular season way back in February. But of course, we still have a long way to go for Michigan to try and make a move. We do know LSU will be playing Georgia tomorrow afternoon at 3:30. First game of the day will get underway at noon. Then with the off speed to Aaron Miller, hit by a pitch in the first, walked, stole a base in the second. Excuse me, 1 Eastern, 12 local will get underway. Adam Amin, Amanda Scarborough, Laura Rutledge and crew will have the first 2 games for you.
Tomorrow's an exciting day just because of who's going home and how quickly they drop. And by the end of the day, you got the semis, and possibly into Monday, you could know the final 2 for the championship series.
We had a weather delay that pushed us back on Thursday night. Miller pulls it to second. Romero is there. 2 down. That pushed us back a day, so we might be playing, if necessary, games on Monday. If we can close out business and get it down to 2 teams tomorrow night, then the championship series will begin on Monday.
An opportunity here for Megan Betsah to have her first 1-2-3 inning here in the 4th. And this is what I think Coach Hutchins was talking about. Fight, staying in the game. You know, she talked about earlier that I just want to win the game I'm playing today. Don't worry about the whole big picture thing, the rain delays, everything that's coming in for the rest of the week. Worry about winning the game today.
She told us a few days ago, we need to be the toughest team on the field. And listening to her talk to Holly, I don't think she thought they have been the toughest team yet tonight. Of course, there's a lot comes with the baggage of being the team to beat when you arrive here, and how you choose to embrace that pressure and that opportunity to make a run at a championship when you know you got a target on your back. Sooners, on the other hand, with all these youngsters, they're playing loose, they're playing free.
That has been the consistent pitch, as you saw the one before miss by about 2.5 feet. But when Betsah goes back to that off drop, she's so confident with it. She owns it. Oklahoma, I mean, that's been the out pitch for this very potent lineup.
One-two from Betsah. Got her. And it is a 1-2-3 inning. Strikeout number 5. On the curveball, Patty Gasso, the head coach for OU, will talk to Holly when we come back as Betsah rings up Clifton.
We are here with the Sooners head coach, Patty Gasso, and from the very first inning, your team just came out and were so aggressive. How did you get them ready for that moment?
We've been trying to do it all year, and we knew in settings like this, we're Michigan, we're kind of the underdog here, so we just wanted to come out and try to attack and apply pressure. They did a good job of execution.
I want to start calling them your fearless freshman class. They just are not bothered by anything. They've been your most productive tonight again. How do you describe them?
I don't even know how to describe them. They're just good athletes. They love to compete. We try to keep it real, keep it calm, and keep it light, and they respond to that. So I can't do, putting pressure on them does not work. So just letting them be who they are.
Perfect, thank you.
Right, thanks.
Thank you, Holly. And there is the work of the freshman. 4 hits, 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored of the 4 that are up on the board tonight. And that includes the Sydney Romero solo home run and the Shay Knighten 2-run single. Aaron Miller has a run for the senior class this evening. Backdoor curve is in for a strike to Kelsey Susala. 4, 5, and 6 here from Michigan. And a hitter.
That backdoor curveball. It's easy to get away. See the way Parker hides that behind her body. Just miscalculation on where she throws that.
Yelling first base to number 24, Tara Blanco.
So Susala's on for the second time, and now it's Tara Blanco who walked in the second. Coming in off speed at 56 miles an hour. Michigan had a base runner in the first, a couple on in the second. They left 2 in scoring position. Lawrence had a single in the third, but not much movement to get him in.
Parker just very efficient. 50th pitch coming. She's controlled most of her accounts.
She's been able to locate. I think you look at that last pitch, the backdoor curveball, but then her ability to come both sides of the plate, very consistent. Climb the ladder when needed, but she doesn't have huge misses.
Well, and credit to the Oklahoma coaching staff for their pitch calling. Coach Lombardi calls the pitches out of the dugout, does a great job of really mixing stuff up. She's not predictable whatsoever. She's got a lot of tools to work with.
You see her looking down at her chart, and she's going to give the signal in. Both Parker and Wodak get it off of their arm. A new school way of getting signs.
Struck her out, outside corner, back door.
Why this pitch is so good is it looks away to a right-handed hitter, but watch it break back over the plate. It's a great frame, too, by Wodak to be able to hold that position. And catching that backdoor corner away to these righties.
What's been just as remarkable is how matter-of-fact she makes it all. Rarely has she been in serious trouble, really, throughout the entirety of this 28-game winning streak. And now here on the big stage, same expression, same rhythm, same routine, rarely thrown off her game.
And that's the key, it's the routine. You know, batters have it, good pitchers always follow a strong routine.
That might change things a little bit. If it's fair, it's gone. 2-run home run. 10th of the season, cuts the deficit in half.
Just the power of Falk. Look at the location of this pitch. It ends up getting a little bit over the white, but this is on her hands. And Falk, look at the way her bat just gets extended on a pitch close to her body, and it doesn't get any closer than getting fair than that. 2-run home run for Falk.
That was blasted. That was
Deep into the night.
A long way.
Oh, can that rattle Parker's cage at all? Lindsay Monimorano popped up in her first at-bat in the second.
That was a beautiful swing. Beautiful on a pitch there. It wasn't an easy pitch to handle for a lefty.
I think that's probably one of the toughest pitches for the lefty to, because you don't know if it's going to hit you or move back over the plate.
Monimorano pops it up. 2 down.
Good response, though, from Parker to come back, throw 2 consecutive strikes. You both mentioned it earlier, unfazed. That's something that could maybe get you off your, all right, she just went, not just yard, but I mean, she hit that.
The next yard.
Yeah.
Into the neighbor's yard. Falk now, by the way, tying Monimorano with 8 postseason RBIs for Michigan. That's the team lead. Vargas grounded to second base in the second inning. Here's Holly.
Keep in mind that in their earlier meeting this year that Michigan won 16-9, Paige Parker did not pitch for Oklahoma. So this is the first time they've seen her. They're catching up to her a little bit right now. It took them a couple times through the lineup, but just their first look at Parker has taken some time to adjust.
1-1. Out to left center. Look at the hustle here from Vargas sliding into second. And Holly Rowe, you're absolutely right. Couple of hits here in the inning, couple of runs in. And the tying run will come to the plate.
That's a single that Vargas turned into a double. Aggressive base running, giving Oklahoma a little taste of their own medicine. Dab from second base.
It's that backdoor curveball again. She's missed on 2 of those, and they've been hit pretty hard.
So a good call by Hutch there to get Vargas into the lineup tonight as the DP. She did not start yesterday, and Amanda delivers the double with Abby Ramirez due up, and then the top of the order. Kelsey Stevens, the right-hander, out in the bullpen. Again, no other Sooner pitcher has thrown a pitch through their first 6.5 games of this NCAA tournament. Stewart was the pitcher, by the way, that got beat by Michigan during the year. Pinch runner now for the Wolverines. Natalie Peters. Vargas can re-enter. Ramirez is the tying run. 377 on the season. Swinging away at that first pitch. Fouls off the curveball.
Hutch getting fired up. Pinch runner that just came in, Natalie Peters, just thought that, assumed that that was foul off the bat, and she did not run. Hutch all over her, saying, I need you to run. You don't assume.
Carol Hutchins, by the way, in the third base coach's box. It is an aerobic, acrobatic assault on all your senses, watching her coach up those base runners. 1 and 2.
Yeah, she is fun to watch, whether she's tossing out Skittles for home runs or yelling at her base runners just fresh off the bench.
Can Ramirez keep the rally going?
Coach Hutch, you know you'd love to play for her, just that energy, that passion. She peeks over at her bench like, come on, let's go.
Yeah, you know when your 59-year-old coach has got more energy than you better get up.
And they are up now. Can Lawrence get an at-bat? 2 and 2. Good fight at the bottom of the order for Abby. She's hitting over 400 in the postseason. Second season in the maize and blue. Hutch is having a good time at the World Series tonight. About the end of that bat, Hale as in Hale to the victors. Full count. Slaps it foul.
This is a great at bat by Abby Ramirez, and this is the best part of what a slapper can do because they're so short to the ball. They're able to just make contact and waste pitches. So Paige Parker trying to get her to swing and miss. Instead she says, no, I don't want that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to foul it off into the stands. Give me something I can put in play.
And if she can earn first base, it turns the lineup over, and then you've got Lawrence and Romero, and that's really where you want to be. Those are the top 2 home run hitters for this Michigan team.
Ball 4. Ramirez draws the walk. Tying run on board. Go ahead to the plate. Lawrence is 1 for 2 with a single.
See what adjustment. Sierra Lawrence now 3rd time facing Parker. She's been crowding the plate. Backs off a little bit now.
Swings at that first offering.
And they're looking away. And you can tell these righties that are getting up on the plate, they're looking for that backdoor curveball that we've seen Parker bring and bring and bring, but they have yet to get extended on it. They have not been able to get their barrel through it. They're short with it.
Not 50-50 curveballs to rise balls so far from Parker tonight. Throw down. Peters gets back safely. Sierra Lawrence playing in her 34th NCAA tournament game tonight. The savvy veteran. The player that her teammates call the rock of this Michigan team. Inside corner.
I love that call. I love that call because Lawrence, and you can tell by the take on that, she's looking away all the way, and Parker laces that pitch on the inside corner.
It's a curveball in the inside corner. Tough. Late sharp movement.
Lawrence stays away from that one.
This is that cat and mouse. Lawrence wants it away. Let's see where they come. And if she can hit it.
Here's the 2-2. Not close. Full count. Hutch wants all the Michigan fans on their feet. Runners at first and second will be able to get a running start.
Parker could get that same curveball, not the back door, but the one that she laced on the inside corner to Sierra Lawrence. I think she gets her out here, but otherwise, Lawrence is looking over the plate.
Yeah, you need to wrap this around her knees. This is what a lefty can do, ride that down under her hands and around her knees.
Lawrence
continues to stay outside.
Yeah, that's where that was the best swing I've seen from Lawrence.
Romero offering advice, lurking. How about this showdown right here?
And Parker has shown one changeup this at bat, but that's not her best pitch. So right now she's either going rise or curve. What side of the plate will she finish this on, and who will get the best? Can she come in to Lawrence?
Off the glove of Parker. Everybody's going to be safe, and the bases are loaded for Sierra Romero. What an at-bat for Lawrence.
And Parker does come inside, not all the way in, but look at Lawrence, her hands. She doesn't even get all of this, but enough of it, the power just to get it past. As you see Hutch thinking about waving her around, practically laughing to make sure. And the pinch runner, Peters, stays there at third.
Peters and Ramirez and Lawrence on board. 2 outs for the National Player of the Year, who's got an NCAA record 11 Grand Slams. Backdoor curve, ball 1.
And that pitch needs to be a little bit lower. If that stays elevated, that's when it can get in trouble on that outside corner.
Brings it out across the plate, 1-1.
Sold out crowd. This is why they are here. This matchup right here. Paige Parker, who has been money against the best player in the country. This is what gets me fired up.
Inside, 2-1.
That's a good take. That's a tough pitch to take.
Yep.
That would be a really hard pitch to hit. So
her sister Sydney has hit a home run for the other team tonight. The 2-1 to Sierra. 3-1.
Nowhere to put her.
Mom, dad, brother, sister. Romero, foul ball. Full count, 2 outs. Bases juiced. Winners brackets Saturday night at the World Series. Peters is at third. Ramirez at second. Lawrence down at first. Romero, a slow roller to third. Sister with the throw to first, doesn't get her. And a run scores. It's a 1-run game.
pitch by Parker, but you can see the way that off-speed pitch is just tipped. Sydney coming in, fires across to get Sierra, and it is a tight play at first. Michigan out of the dugout.
Can you write it any better?
No.
Sierra hits it to her sister, and it can't get any closer at first base. What the call is, you see mom's cheering, dad's not.
37 pitches this inning for Paige Parker. 3 runs are in, and the bases are still loaded. Kelly Christner is the 9th Wolverine to the plate. She's 1 for 2 tonight. Wasn't the kind of regular season she wanted. She talked about how the NCAA tournament would be a new start for her. It has been. She's got the best batting average in the postseason for Michigan.
This time of year, one of the big stats you look at are how many hitters you're facing with 2 outs. And so far, Michigan has been able to bring up 4 batters that have reached safely. And now, Christner, the 5th. It's getting that final out of the inning that is so important at the end of the season.
Nice ball up and out, 2-0.
First time we've seen Paige Parker. Some bigger misses. The first one in the dirt, that last one up out of the zone.
She's won 24 consecutive appearances. It's been a while. And now Michigan applying the pressure on a Sooner team that hasn't lost since April 2nd, over 2 months. Started with Kelsey Susala getting hit by a pitch. The same way Oklahoma's 3-run first inning started. And the called strike 3. Curveball drifted away. Christner did not agree with the call. And Michigan leaves them loaded. They get 3 in. And Parker puts an end to it there. Welcome back to the Women's College World Series on a spectacular winners bracket Saturday night in Oklahoma City as we move to the top of the 5th inning. A 4-0 Oklahoma lead is down to just 1 as Michigan strikes for 3 in the bottom of the 4th. One of those an RBI single for Sydney Romero, the other the 2-run home run from the catcher Aiden Falk. And they had Paige Parker in trouble for the first time. And now can Megan Betsah continue what she started in the top half of the 4th when she got a 1-2-3 inning. It's not going to be easy against 3, 4, 5 in the order. Shay had the 2-run single in the first, came around to score, and then struck out on the off-speed drop ball in the second. driving in, catches the corner, 1-1. Tonight for the 3, 4, 5 hitters, they've got the home run, the 3 runs batted in. They're hitting .500. The rest of the team is just 1 for 10. 3, 4, 5 hitters, by the way, are the rooks. Knighten flails at that off speed. More strikes than balls so far for Betsah.
And that's the pitch that Betsah needs to really come a little bit more competitively. She struck out Knighten with the changeup off speed drop in her second at bat. Here in the third, needs to bring that a little bit closer. It's the second pitch in a row that she threw that.
Here's the 2-2. Romero takes a couple steps back, bobbles in time. 1 down. It's time now for our Pick You Up moment, brought to you by Enterprise. We go back to the 3rd inning, the leadoff rise ball that Cindy Romero drives out, and a solo shot that at the time put them up 4-0. Your Pick You Up moment brought to you by Enterprise. Since then, the Sooners have countered with 3. Takes a strike at the knees. Cindy chose her own path. She decided not to follow Sierra to Michigan and strike out on her own at Oklahoma. She didn't pick her big sister's number either. She picked number 2 to wear on her jersey. That's not my number, that's not Smitty's number, that's not Hallie's number.
I don't know what she was thinking.
Derek Jeter?
Adam Amin's number? No. Derek Jeter's number, it is, but it's not the reason she's wearing it. It's for Jessica Mendoza.
Yeah, I feel old when someone comes. When I was little.
That's awesome.
0-2 from Betsah. Almost threw the bat at that one. For the Romero sisters, combined 3 of 5 with a home run, a couple runs batted in. Spent a lot of their time growing up together in Southern California. That's a problem for a lot of folks tonight. Not sure which Romero to cheer for. We saw the Emanuel sisters earlier tonight playing for Georgia on the same team. This is the first set of sisters to be playing against each other at the World Series since Caitlin Lowe played for Arizona and her sister Paige played for Oregon State back in 2006. Romero drives that one out to right. 2 down.
She's had a nice night. Struck the ball well every at bat.
The Sooners number 34,
Fale View with a pop up and a ground out. 7 in a row retired by Betsah. And 8 of 9 she has faced since the Romero home run.
Biggest difference seen from Megan Betsah his last 2 innings, just really trying to stay a little bit more around the zone, getting more swings and starting out these counts ahead, being more in the driver's seat instead of trying to come back.
Here's the 1-1.
And using that pitch. 56 miles an hour down at the shins, and how many swings have we seen? And you can tell it's a good pitch when it's in the dirt or it's at your ankles and you see these Oklahoma hitters swinging at it. It shows you that that's the depth that that pitch has.
And I think it's interesting, Coach Hutchins came out in that third inning after she gave up the home run, and basically it looked like it was a conversation like, do you want the ball? Do you want to be in this situation? She's responded nicely since.
Well, she told Holly Rowe that she needed her team to fight. They weren't fighting. And things have changed since then, not only for the Bats, but for Megan Betsah as well. Channeling her inner Bo Schembeckler, her longtime mentor from her early days at Michigan. And how about Betsah? 8 straight she has sent down. It's a 1-run game. A big reason why. Aiden Falk with a 2-run home run in the 4th inning. And she'll pick up the bat again when we return to Oklahoma City. Heading to the bottom of the 5th inning. Winners bracket matchup between Oklahoma and Michigan, and a 4-3 lead for the Sooners. They had a 3-run first inning. Michigan countered with a 3-run 4th inning. So the difference right now is the Sydney Romero solo home run in the 3rd. Paige Parker back to work after one of the testiest challenges she's had in this postseason. She also got nicked up a little bit at the end of their Super Regional against ULL. Kelsey Susala, who led off that 4th inning, getting hit by a pitch, will lead off again in the 5th. They had 4 hits that last inning. They had a couple of free passes. And the 3 runs scored. Look at the pitch count through 3 innings. And then in the 4th inning alone, 42 of them.
Well, you figure first 3 innings, you're looking at 9 outs. That particular inning, 9 batters came up. So when you look at the pitch count, it makes a lot of sense that you're going to be throwing as many pitches in 1 inning as you would in 3. And that's where, as a pitcher, you've got to feel that time when you can slam the door shut. And it's hard. I mean, I remember when I was young, I couldn't do it. There were a lot of times I had to figure out a way. I had to ask myself, what do I need to do? Where do I need to get better in this particular spot in order to close the door, shut down the threat from the opposing team?
Learned a lot from that loss in the Supers last year, the heartbreaker to Alabama. Told us she learned how to handle adversity and yearned to be back in the big moments. And in a moment like this, to do what other left-handed pitchers had done for Coach Gasso, like the gas can. And Jill Most, there's a shot down the line, and foul. Hutch telling her to fight it off.
I think we need a camera, just the two box. Let's have Hutch this entire game. Watch her reacts.
Give her a GoPro, put a little pedometer on her, see how many miles she walks during a game.
She wears out that whole entire, we're saying it in the coaching box, but that whole area.
3-2 pitch to Susala. Called strike 3. That's the same spot that they got Christner to end the last inning.
This is such a tough call against a left-handed batter. Look at the curve and look at where it is caught. I mean, it's a great frame by Wodak, but that is not a strike. And if you are a left-handed batter in Susala, you cannot hit that pitch. It is moving away from you. That is a tough call.
She's been using the curve and the backdoor curve for strikeout pitches. A fly out for Blanco, 2 down. It's game 2 of the NBA Finals tomorrow at 8 Eastern on ABC. The Warriors and Steph Curry beat the Cavs and LeBron in game 1. Our coverage will begin with NBA Countdown at 7:30 and can be seen streaming on your ESPN app as well. Game 2, Cavs Warriors, Sunday at 8 on ABC. Aiden Falk. How about her night? She laid down a sacrifice in the second and then went yard in the fourth. Whiffs on the change.
Well, I'm curious to see if they'll even try to challenge her inside again. The way she was able to get her barrel to a very tough pitch. Especially if you're getting a curveball called outside, that might be a spot that Parker sticks with.
Well, especially with the way that Paige Parker throws this curveball. A lot of pitchers will either step open or step across their body, and she steps across her body, so she hides that, which makes it even harder for those lefties to identify. Kind of pops out from behind her hip.
Reaches down for the 1-1 pitch. And after all the problems in the fourth for Parker, she could sneak out of here with a 1-2-3 inning. One-two to Falk. Off the glove of Parker, and Falk will be safe at first. Second hit of the night for Aiden.
Aiden Falk, she just does a nice job of battling with anything on that inner half up in the zone. Gets enough of it just off the glove of Parker. She has had some great at-bats against a tough lefty pitcher.
Tying run on with 2 outs now for Monimorano, who is the go-ahead at the plate.
Yeah, you know, if you look at your scorecard, the lefty has probably had the best ABs against the lefty pitcher. I wouldn't suspect that.
Monimorano is 0 for 2, a couple of pop-ups to the right side tonight. 3 infield singles on the evening for Michigan. Gets the outside corner, 0-1. Keep alive a 9-game hitting streak. She's been tearing it up in the tournament. Has a couple of home runs, 8 runs batted in, tied for the team lead. Check swing foul. Strike 3. 4th strikeout of a Michigan batter that's caught looking. A single, 1 left on. It stays a 1-run Sooner lead. Welcome back to Oklahoma City and the Women's College World Series presented by Capital One. Top of the 6th we go, and a 1-run lead for Oklahoma over Michigan. A couple of former national champs tangling. Sooners have a pair of them. Michigan has the one from 2005. If you win tonight, you need just 1 win tomorrow night to get into the championship series. If you lose, you got a lot more work to do. Launched deep, Nicole Penley out of here. 2-run lead.
Said it all night, the best pitch that Megan Betsah has been that off-speed drop, and this is the first time she's got burnt with it. She'll hang it up in the zone. You see her kind of pull it back. Nicole Penley is not fooled at all over it.
They are the younger sisters of All-Americans, Sierra Romero and Shelby Penley. And tonight, Sydney Romero and Nicole Penley have left the yard for Oklahoma. The tradition for the sisters continues as they try and make their own mark. This is Katie Self. Again, you can't stress it enough. The underclassmen playing with no weight on their shoulders. Nothing clouding their minds. Going out and swinging the bat. All under the direction of a rejuvenated Patty Gasso.
Well, it's amazing when you look at this Oklahoma season. Really, to me, the changing point, I talked with Coach Gasso about this, was the Baylor series. When they went down to Baylor, they knew they had to win that series. Their RPI was a 12. They knew that if they won it, there was a good chance it would drop into the 8 or below, which was key for them to be able to host a regional and a super regional. And that series, she kept her foot on the gas. She threw Paige Parker every single game in Waco and won it. And
that has allowed them to stay in their home state this entire postseason as Hutch argues balls and strikes. There are teams hotter than these two coming in to this Women's College World Series. Oklahoma, 28 straight, while Michigan has won 25 of its last 26. They lost to Minnesota in the Big Ten final. That's it over the course of the last couple of months. Betsah loses self. The catcher, Leah Wodak, flew out to center in the second, grounded out in the third.
And she has had a great night behind the plate, Leah Wodak. A lot of the strikeouts that Parker's been getting, catchers don't get a lot of love. It's usually the pitchers.
rightfully so.
She's also thrown out a base runner tonight.
No, I agree, Jess. I've always said that a good pitcher will make a good catcher, excuse me, will make a great pitcher. You cannot have success in the circle without a really good glove and a really good presence behind the dish.
Right back to Betsah to second for one. The throw in time for the double play. Ramirez to Blanco. .163 double play for the Wolverines.
You gotta love the way that this ball immediately comes back to Betsah. No hesitation to Ramirez. And then across the Blanco with the stretch to turn the double play.
And Ramirez took a bit of a slide himself, still able to hold on to finish it.
With 2 outs, it's Kelsey Arnold. Michigan down a couple runs. They still do have 6 outs to work with. Lawrence and possibly Romero, and then into the heart of the order coming up in the bottom half of the inning. Well, the Women's College World Series Championship Series will begin with Game 1 on Monday, if we don't need the if necessary games. For more info on the Women's College World Series, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Arnold slashes at it, 0-2. Blasted away. Arnold with Lawrence on the run and the diving grab out in left center.
Sierra Lawrence gets a great read, nice jump, the diving catch into the gap to end the inning. She'll pick up a bat to help her team this next inning.
And Romero gets into one. Sydney Romero gone. Solo home run. That was Pink's Just Like Fire, which can be heard in the Disney movie Alice Through the Looking Glass, which is currently in theaters, starring Johnny Depp and Anne Hathaway.
Oh, he's singing that song all summer long. Bring some Pink fire.
Catchy. Romero and Penley with solo home runs. The difference right now for OU. 6 outs to work with for Michigan. It's 8-9 in the top to face Paige Parker. They got her in a bunch of trouble in the 4th. They scored all 3 of their runs. Other than that, it's been Paige's night. Amanda Vargas with the fly ball to left. Katie Self, 1 down. Well, tonight on ESPN After Boxing, don't miss Sports Center at night. Guys, we'll have updates for the whole day in sports, also streaming live on your ESPN app. It's Sports Center at night with Coachman and Connors. Number 9 hitter Abby Ramirez, a strikeout and a walk. 6 strikeouts on the night for Parker. 5 of those 6 looking at a curveball. Two for Parker. Slap to left, base hit. Ramirez on board with 1 out. With the seniors coming up, Lawrence and Romero.
And that's an impressive at-bat. The pitch prior was a curveball off the plate, let it go, call the strike, makes the adjustment, another curveball comes back to that corner, and look at it, it's a slightly elevated. She stays through it. Look at the way she drives through with her body and just slaps that ball the opposite way. That is a huge hit in the 9-hole.
And it's righty versus lefty now with Lawrence grounded out in the 1st, then singled in the 3rd, and again in the 4th. Swinging at that first pitch on the run, coming in as Miller makes the catch. And the throw to first for the double play. Heads up by the senior Aaron Miller to make the catch on the run. And then throw out Ramirez for getting too far off the base. Abby drifting the wrong way, and Miller guns her down. Paige Parker loves it.
Oklahoma leads Michigan 5-3. We'll hear with the Romero family. It's been a very busy night with daughters on both teams. What's it been like for you guys going back and forth supporting both daughters tonight?
Tiring. No, it's been a little stressful. You know, we wanted both to do good, both teams to do good, but you know, whoever wins tonight was obviously the better team tonight, so, you know.
How stressful was that when you saw the play that Sierra hit to Sydney at third base, and then Sydney had to try to throw Sierra out at first?
It's always stressful because, you know, you want one to get on and you want the other one to make a play, so I'm torn. My emotions are all over the place, so I just want this to hurry up and finish quickly.
And what did you guys think when Sydney hit a home run?
I was like, yeah. That was good. I think it was a good hit.
Do you feel a little guilty at all for cheering?
No, I think they deserve it.
All right, the sisters deserve it. Very stressful nights from the Romeros, though.
Thank God one's not a pitcher. Huh?
How about mom's like, I can't wait for it to be over.
Michael and Melissa, and then their siblings, Sophia and Mikey. I bet the emotions will be a little different as time passes to think back about the fact that you have two daughters playing in the Women's College World Series and living out their dreams. Not many daughters get the opportunity to be here and do this.
I'd be surprised if we see a Sophia Romero here after watching Sis. She liked it. She approved on the home run, taking some notes. Because Sydney was here. 3 out of the last 4 years that Sierra has been here, Sydney was sitting right there like Sophia, watching Big Sis on the stage.
Aaron Miller, who had the big double play to end the bottom, or the bottom of the 6th inning. So now the Sooners with a 2-run lead are 3 outs away from moving on to the semifinals. The Auburn Tigers are already there on the other side of the bracket. Loser of this one will play Florida State at noon. Local time, 1 o'clock Eastern. It's now after 11 o'clock here in Oklahoma City. It'll be a quick turnaround. LSU and Georgia are our other matchup tomorrow at 2:30. That is an elimination game as well.
You know, Oklahoma wants to add some more padding. 2-run lead right now. What Michigan showed in the bottom of the 4th with 3 runs, and they got the best hitter leading it off this bottom of the 7th.
Chops and foul.
And anytime you can add runs to your cushion, I think it takes the pressure off of the pitcher. And that's one of the things about Paige Parker is that she's done so well this year, but super regional, she pitched under duress a lot against ULL. That is a very home run, hard-hitting team. Same with Michigan. Anytime you can give a couple extra runs, it gives you the leniency to be able to throw around hitters when you have to.
Three-two pitch to Miller. Aaron, one of the last links to that 2013 championship team, told us the other day that this year, just like that group, they were peaking at the right time.
Mentor Lauren Chamberlain, one of the best hitters to wear OU uniform, graduated last year.
Called strike 3. 1 down.
And this pitch is going to catch the lower part of the strike zone. And that's a 3-2 pitch that you have to go after, try to foul it off, do something on it. Great pitcher's pitch. It could even actually be over a little bit more on the river. I don't know, if I'm a hitter, I don't want that called either.
With 1 down, it's Clifton. A single, a walk, and struck out in the 4th. And gets hit by a pitch. Coach Hutch arguing with the home plate umpire. She thought that Clifton was leaning out over the plate.
Now when you see the protection from these hitters, they have no problems trying to get out of the way, but it looks like she's in the batter's box from the angles we just showed.
Yeah, I think that's a hit by pitch.
And now it's Shay Knighten.
And I think where it gets blurry is when the hitter's starting to move into the zone or into the river. That's the area that we need to protect more for the pitcher so they can throw to the inside corner.
Knighten had the 2-run single in the first. She had the walk-off 3-run home run in the bottom of the 8th inning last night to beat Alabama.
She's shown so far this World Series that a pitch that she can handle and adjust to is the pitch up in the zone. Her single against Betsah early in this game pretty much tomahawked a rise ball, ground ball up the middle, and the big home run for the walk-off against Bama.
Two tonight. We're doing 15 pitches now for Megan Betsah. And again, remember, if you lose this game, you're coming back for the first game tomorrow. And a well-rested Florida State team.
There we go.
You can see just that last foul ball, Knighten showing how she handles pitches up in the zone. Does a good job of meeting them with her posture, but on Betsah right now, I'd come back with that off drop. Try to make her chase low in the zone because she can handle up.
What's interesting about Knighten is that, you know, she's nice and relaxed and she's really low, and then as the pitch is on its way, she stands up. So it's almost deceiving as a pitcher. You think, oh, I'm going to tack her up in the zone, and then you better adjust to that standing up and getting tall in the box.
1-2 from Betsah. Trying to jam her again.
Get her way up in the zone, make her chase. Waiting though for that 58-mile-per-hour off-speed drop. Is she gonna bring it?
Lost the handle. Good block by Falk.
And that's the difference late in the game. You see Betsah giggle. That's the pitch. She knows it.
Come in for a chat. Sierra, by the way, will lead off the bottom of the 7th for the Wolverines. They're not done yet. Two-two pitch. Stays alive.
Betsah at 120 pitches. A lot of foul balls by Oklahoma. They have worked her deep in the count or just fouled off a lot of pitches to stay at 2-2.
Knighten, check swing out into center. And then it's mishandled by Lawrence. Miller will dive in safe at third. Clifton taking the extra base.
And this is why the rise ball has been a nightmare for so many pitchers that are facing Knighten. Watch what she does with her posture and elevating, like you said, Smitty, able to meet this pitch, and this is a good pitch. She climbs the ladder, and Lawrence unable to hang on, which allows Clifton to take third base.
Runners on the corners with one out, and it's Sydney Romero. Singled in the first, solo home run in the third. And then a hot shot out to right that was caught by Susala. They'll let the runner go from first down to second. Knighten.
Romero tried to bunt through it. I don't really know what she was doing, but she was laughing afterwards to get the strike.
Looks like they're going to put her on.
They'll go ahead and walk Sydney Romero to get to Fale View, who is 0 for 3 tonight. She is due up, at least. And there's JT Gasso with some encouragement in her ear.
And the problem with this is that, yes, you get to Fale View, but then after that is Nicole Penley, who has a solo shot of her own.
Both big innings, one for Oklahoma, one for Michigan. Started with a hit batter. And it's another hit batter here in the 7th for Oklahoma. That started it all, and now they've got the bases loaded. And where do you place your infield here? Is it double play depth? Is it in to get the runner at home?
I would place it at double plate depth because Fale View is a right-handed hitter, and just hope that you can get something hard up the middle, and either the shortstop or either of the middle infielders and try to turn the double play.
.126 pitches tonight for Megan Betsah. 3 runs in the first for OU. The Romero home run in the 3rd, the Pendley home run in the 6th. For Michigan, it was a 3-run 4th inning, anchored by the Aiden Falk 2-run home run. And here is Fale View, the freshman with the bases loaded. Rise ball, 1-0. Cool breeze by her back. 2-0. Clifton, a hit batter now at 3rd. The single for Knighten. She's down at 2nd. The intentional walk to Romero at 1st. Another one up and in. 3-0. That's a response, 3-1 at the knees. Picked up the win last night. Throwing again tonight, over 250 pitches for Betsah. 3-2.
View rarely strikes out. She only got her 10th strikeout of the season in her last at bat on the rise ball against Betsah.
There you go.
Protects inside. Betsah goes back to the rosin. 3-2 pitch. Couldn't hold on to it. And a run will walk home. CeCe Clifton makes it a 6-3 game. The reaction from Carol Hutchins in the Michigan dugout. A hit batter, a single, an intentional walk, and a walk here in the top of the 7th. And a pitching change coming. Megan Betsah departs. Sarah Driesinga is coming on. We'll be back after this. 6-3 Oklahoma with the lead over Michigan, and a pitching change for the Wolverines. They'll go with Sarah Driesinga, the grad student out of Hudsonville, Michigan, who's 22-1 on the season. And actually got the win over Oklahoma in their regular season matchup.
And Driesinga with a lot of experience. 5th year playing ball. She likes to work the lower part of the zone, and that's really what Michigan needs right now. They need to induce ground balls and try to pick up some outs here late in this game.
Megan Betsah in the dugout, stretching out that back. 6 1/3 innings for Megan. If the score holds, she may have to throw again early afternoon tomorrow. For Driesinga, 2 2/3 innings of work in this NCAA tournament. That's it. She does have a win. And she comes on with the bases loaded and 1 out. And it's Nicole Penley who already has a home run in the game. Solo shot back in the 6th. One and 2 the count to Penley. That drop ball foul.
That's part of why Betsah came out of this game is the Oklahoma hitters just started really battling her, fouling off pitches, longer at bats, getting that pitch count up. And the more you see as a hitter, and the biggest thing was they were able to adjust to even her best pitches and at least foul them off.
Well, and sometimes I think when you look at the pitch count of a pitcher and you look at the ball to strike ratio, it's deceiving in some ways, because obviously a foul ball is counted as a strike. And so an offense who's fouling off a lot of pitches can make it appear as if the pitcher is actually throwing a lot of strikes or strikes through the zone. And it skews that ratio a little bit. I think the one that's most important is the swing and miss. How many swing and misses do you have?
Got some We're told it's condensation that is building up, a little fog. Beyond the outfield fence that is rolling into the bleachers a little bit out there. As we get past 11:30 local time, you can start to see it actually now appearing on your screen a little bit. To first base, the throw to home for one. And they get the force out. Blanco to Falk. 2 down.
Batting left fielder number 22, Katie Self.
Katie Self, a couple of strikeouts and a walk tonight. Trying to really bust this thing open for the Sooners. Remember, Sierra Romero is due up to lead off the bottom of the 7th for Michigan, with Christner and Susala the heart of their order. Chop to Ramirez at short. Safe at first is Katie Self, and another run scores on the infield single.
And this is a tough situation, but Ramirez needs to charge this ball. Take a look at this. She hesitates. She waits for the runner to go through. She needs to charge the ball because that little hesitation gives enough time for Katie Self to get down the line, scores another run for Boomer Sooner.
Both of the runs in this inning, they were batters that reached on a hit pitch and an intentional walk. And now it's Leah Wodak. 8th to the plate for the Sooners. Home plate umpire has gone over to talk to Carol Hutchins. They've been chirping at each other all night. Tracy Hart. To Wodak.
And see where Hutch gets frustrated is Driesinger. That's a pitch that she lives on. That's a part of the strike zone that she lives on, that bottom of the K zone, which did get lit up. And when she doesn't get that call, she's not going to blow it by these hitters. She's going to live on the edges.
Strike call, 3-1. Down the line at third, Monimorano will step on the bag, side retired. A couple runs in for Oklahoma. Sierra Romero will lead things off in the bottom of the 7th. One more chance for Michigan and the National Player of the Year. 7-3, Oklahoma with the lead over Michigan to the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for the Wolverines against Parker tonight.
Well, how are you successful? You move the pitch through the zone or around the zone. That's what Paige Parker does. One pitch off, and look at the way she gets some love from her teammate behind the dish. Leah Wodak, great job framing pitches, bringing him back into the zone, making sure her teammate and her pitcher gets the call.
She's got 6 strikeouts, 5 of them looking tonight, using that curve. Romero, Christner, and Susala for Michigan. The winner is into the semifinals tomorrow night. The loser has an elimination game tomorrow afternoon. Parker starts out with a curveball to Romero. Perhaps Michigan fans are thinking of that rally in Game 2 of the Supers in the 7th inning against Missouri, when they scored 4 to come back and win it to advance to the World Series. Carol Hutchins said it was one of the greatest victories in school history.
And that was also off of a left-handed Paige.
Of the Lowry variety, yes. Smitty digging deep for that one. She's the winningest coach in history. She's won a time or two when things look dire. All-American matchup, Parker and Romero.
Well, I wouldn't count Michigan out. What they showed, what they could do in the big 4th inning, scoring those 3 runs, especially with 2 outs. This is a team that definitely does not give up, and if you're going to put one person to start off that big inning, you want this one, Sierra Romero.
Another foul ball.
And we've yet to see Romero really get a hold of one. And she's had a couple of hits, but they've been infield hits that she's just used her legs, used her speed. She has not squared up the way we've seen her be able to hit throughout the regular season.
Romero checking out the setup of her catcher behind her. Lays off the rise. And now it's a full count. Romero is on. Kelly Christner singled in the 1st, grounded out in the 3rd, and then struck out looking at a curveball in the 4th inning. Pitches now for Paige Parker. Has thrown every single pitch in their NCAA tournament. Over 600 pitches now in the NCAAs. Christner chases the rise, 0-2.
Oh, Parker still bringing it in the 7th inning. And just when you think she's starting to fatigue, she rears back that last pitch. Blew it right by Christner.
Christner doesn't go for it. 1-2.
I think the one thing that helps Paige out a lot is that she's very efficient. Her mechanics are very pure. She's got great hip angle. Does a good job with her shoulder. She doesn't try to muscle the pitch, and because of that, efficiency within her mechanics, she gets a lot more result. And that result is velocity. It's the ability to throw a lot of innings. And she conditions herself You know, but that conditioning is not always just being able to throw 120 or 130 pitches. It's your physical fitness, your heart, your muscles.
Count runs full. And a chant from our infielders. Three-two pitch to Christner. Struck her out.
Paige Parker just digs deep when she needs to. Look at the rotation, the snap on that ball, that late sharp movement, moving away. It's a curveball. Look at the rotation. Christner just swings right through it. It's a nasty pitch.
7 strikeouts, all of them with the curveball or the back door. 2 outs left for Michigan to work with. It's Kelsey Susala. Has a base hit back in the 2nd inning.
Kelsey Stevens.
If you do lose this game, you have to win twice tomorrow and then win a game on Monday to get into the championship series. Winner of this only has to win 1 more game tomorrow night. Two straight count. Susala fouls it off.
That's a big thing Michigan's been able to show against Parker is they're able to foul off the pitches, but at some point, this is the point right now, bottom of the 7th inning, they need to take one of those and drive it. We saw that with the at-bat of Christner. Good job battling, but strikes out on the curve. Susala right now.
Here's the 1-2. Nearly got away from a good snag by Wodak.
Wodak has had a great night tonight, and she has not gotten a ton of credit, but the strikeouts that Parker's gone, Smitty alluded to before with the framing, but Parker's had a few of those where she's had to jump up and reach.
Another strikeout. 2 down. Curveball is chewing him up.
You can live all day lefty on lefty. Watch where this pitch rotates away from the left-handed swing. A beautiful pitch. It's worked so long for Parker all night. And how about the sophomore with a little bit of emotion after the strikeout? She can feel this game about to close.
It's down to Tara Blanco. Base hit. 2 on with 2 out.
And that's what I want to see Michigan do. If they want to keep passing the bat, don't wait until you get 2 strikes fouling off pitches. Jump on Parker early, because that's when she's been the most around the zone. Especially for these lefties, you let that curveball get further and further away, that's when the Ks happen.
Here's the home run hitter from the 4th inning, Aiden Falk. Followed that up with a single in the 5th. Got a pinch runner coming in here for Blanco. Nikki Wald.
Pitch running for Michigan at first base, number 8, Nikki Ball.
Well, if they did tie this game up, Blanco would be burned to return to first base. They pinch ran for it earlier.
Missy Lombardi's going to come out and chat. Yeah, they need to get one more base runner on to bring that tying run to the plate. 21 pitches now for Parker in this inning. And now a little more energy from the Michigan side. Meanwhile, the young Sooners are keeping it loose. It's a lot of confidence in Parker in the circle right there.
Got a lot to be smiling about. And, you know, for Parker, she's thrown a good game. I'm sure as her pitch count's right, she's tired, but she's got the #1 defense behind her. It's always a nice feeling.
Aiden Falk now with 2 on.
Falk was all over that. That looked like the same home run swing when she had the shot earlier this game. She was looking up in the zone, just missed it too, fouled it straight back.
Shaking off a pitch or 2 there, it looks like.
I love it. Paige Parker, they get the sign from the dugout that it's a suggestion. She knows what she wants to throw.
That tells you she's locked in.
Yes.
I mean, so many pitchers get that sign from the dugout and they're robots. Okay, I'll throw it. Parker gets the sign and says, no, this is what I want to throw.
Base hit for Falk. Romero being waved in to score, and it's 7-4. Third RBI of the night for Aiden Falk.
She has had the best at bats against Parker the entire night. We've seen her hit almost to all fields. This Michigan team, they will not let up.
Lindsay Monimorano is the tying run coming to the plate in the bottom of the 7th inning. And for Monimorano, a 9-game hitting streak coming in tonight. And check it out, she is the only Wolverine without one so far tonight. 10 home runs, 40 runs batted in on the season. There's another pinch runner here for Michigan. Olivia Richvalski over at first. Seven to 4 Sooners. And another base hit. Michigan keeps it going. Seven to 5. The tying run is now at first base, and the winning run is Amanda Vargas at the plate. It's a career high 135 pitches for Paige Parker. The number 8 hitter up with 2 outs. And she gets hit by the pitch. And it loads them up for Abby Ramirez.
And you look at how damaging those 2 runs were in the top of the 7th inning that Michigan gave up.
Ramirez struck out in the 3rd, walked in the 4th, singled in the 6th. And now the winning run is on base for Michigan. You've got Lawrence and then Romero dying to get a chance in the on-deck circle and in the hole. Just low, 2-0. Back-to-back strikeouts for Paige Parker. Looked like everything was in her grasp. Going to be game over. And the Michigan rally here in the 7th. 3-0.
And they've already had a visit with her, so they can't go back out. That's part of the reason you're not seeing Patty Gasso or Coach Lombardi go out there.
The rally on 2 for Michigan tonight. Ramirez takes a look at strike 1. Full count with 2 outs and the bases are loaded. Rich Volsky, there's Monimorano, the tying run at second, and Vargas the winner at first. Ramirez right back to Parker, ball game Sooners. And for the second time tonight, Michigan leaves them loaded, and Oklahoma is headed to the semifinals, tying their school record with a 29th win in a row.
This game is what you expected. The 2 seed versus the 3 seed. It did not disappoint up until the end. And how about Michigan showing some life late, but Paige Parker shutting the door with the bases loaded. That sophomore showed a lot of heart.
And the insurance runs in the top of the 7th, huge. Those were the winners.
Your Capital One player of the game is Sydney Romero. Went 2 for 3 tonight with a solo home run, scored a couple of times. And it is the Oklahoma Sooners dropping Michigan into the other half of the bracket. And it goes right back to Parker and over to first. And they don't allow the seniors, Lawrence and Romero, to get to the plate. So Oklahoma will be playing tomorrow night. They don't have an opponent yet. And for Michigan, they will move to the top half of the bracket and play Florida State tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern. So this is what your bottom half of the bracket now looks like. Oklahoma will play tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern, against either LSU or Georgia. That matchup is at 3:30 on ESPN2. And the top half of your bracket, Auburn is into the semis for the 2nd year in a row. They await the winner of Florida State, Michigan. That game will start out our quadruple header at 1 Eastern on ESPN. Boy, as good as advertised, 7-5, Oklahoma beats Michigan. Coming up next, it's SC Featured. We'll see you tomorrow here in Oklahoma City. A busy day gets underway at 1 o'clock Eastern.